TIPC is a group of actors, research councils, innovation agencies, but also researchers who want to explore and experiment with new approaches to science, technology, and innovation policy. Because the current approaches, the dominant approaches, do not really help to address the SDGs. So we need a new approach, and this approach is called transformative. And why is it called transformative? Because the aim is to transform the way we provision energy, healthcare, food, mobility, water, because that is needed to address the SDGs. The UN Agenda 2030 talks about transforming our world. So TIPC tries to help transforming our world.
The TIP Africa Hub, or the Transformative Innovation Policy Exploratory Hub, is a group of African countries under the Science Granting Council's initiative. They're working together to explore the transformative innovation policy within the context of Africa. The countries are made up of Ghana, Kenya and Senegal, with some inputs from South Africa. It's a pilot phase where the countries look at the framework around what we're doing in transformative innovation policy, look at the methodology and how it applies to the context of Africa. The last thing to add on this is that the workshop and the entire TIP Africa work has been funded by the IDRC Canada, International Development Research Council of Canada.
Nous travaillons dans un programme qu'on appelle Science Granting Council Initiative, et là où on travaille directement à renforcer la capacité de ces organismes de financement de la recherche au niveau national, à pouvoir gérer la recherche et à pouvoir aussi disséminer les résultats de la recherche, surtout au niveau du secteur privé, aussi à créer une interrelation, une coordination, collaboration entre ces différentes structures de financement de la recherche, entre elles-mêmes, mais également avec d'autres acteurs de développement. Et je vois que TIPC est aussi en train de travailler dans ce domaine-là. Donc là, nous nous rejoignons et je pense qu'il y a des portes d'entrée pour une collaboration entre ce qui est fait au niveau de TIPC et ce que nous faisons actuellement dans les pays africains.
One of the unique things here for the TIP methodology is really about co-creation and co-learning. And what we mean by that is when we establish the team with the 3 countries, we were very careful to select a research lead and a policy lead, so that whenever we had our case studies, we always had the 2 teams together. And now we're here in Senegal to present our preliminary results from those case studies. All 3 countries, Kenya, Ghana and Senegal, coming together to present their work. And so co-learning and co-creation, not only in terms of within the countries, but between countries as well. So I think it's a really great kind of methodology to test out.
So it's been a very good 2 days intensive work where we've explored a lot of issues, from the e-waste for Ghana to mobile schools for Kenya, but also for, in the case of Senegal, the UVS, the virtual university, which is what they see as a main cases.
De l'enseignement supérieur, et le Sénégal commençait à être placé parmi les pays où la qualité de l'enseignement supérieur n'était pas dans un rang préférable, en tout cas adéquat. Et donc, soucieux de cela, l'université virtuelle, étant une université de proximité, facilite l'accès à l'enseignement supérieur. Et par ce canal, il réduit les inégalités d'accès. Les femmes également ont plus accès à l'enseignement supérieur par le canal de cette université.
Kenya is looking at a project on nomadic education, as 80% of the Kenyan landmass is categorized under arid and semi-arid lands. The implication of that is that the majority of the people who live in this place live a nomadic life. Looking at this case, we find it unique in one way. One is that it is a model which begins at the bottom up approach. The The concept did not come from government, mainstream, but it came with the communities themselves. So it really brings up the idea that decision making are best made at the grassroots level.
The research team in Ghana, comprising researchers, policymakers, and also academicians, we are looking at e-waste from the TIPC lens. We selected this case study because of the fact that e-waste is becoming a developmental issue which has implications for our environment, health, and also our social settings. Waste is not just a problem for Ghana, it's also transnational. So we have a lot of national interests. It's more of security interest for us and for our government to make sure that the waste that are being generated, not just in Ghana but elsewhere, majority of it coming from other countries, are not just dumped on our shores, but then people who are responsible for these waste actually are also tasked to commit to how to recycle and make good use of the waste that we generate.
The TIP approach could be relevant to the African context because you could say it's focused on implementation. Because if you look at policy making in Africa, there are a number of nice policies on paper, but they are not implemented. And this is where the TIP approach starts. It starts with implementing new ideas in experiments. And it's an approach where researchers and policymakers and all the other actors co-create the content. So the policymakers participate in the research and the researchers participate in the policy making, and together results are produced.
The most interesting thing for me being part of TIP Africa is that my eyes been open to this new, for lack of a better description, concepts and ideas of how things connect if you wanted to change a system, if you were, and in particular niches, regimes, and landscapes, and therefore how these work together, particularly in relation to if you wanted to achieve some behavioral change in a certain area. In this case, for us, in the area of managing e-waste. And so we need to identify the niches where we can begin to institute for transformations of the regimes that, or the regime that exists that we need to change. And therefore, for me, it's exciting as a researcher to be able to participate and to now going forward, looking for some of these areas as I do research.
Je pense que l'expérience que nous sommes en train de vivre donc avec TIP Africa et TIPC gagnerait à être continuée pour vraiment aboutir à des résultats satisfaisants au bonheur en tout cas des populations de notre pays.
The TIP Africa Hub could help to distribute the ideas, provide training to a whole set of actors, because the ultimate aim of the TIPC Consortium is to build a constituency behind the idea. So a group of actors, a network of people who are knowledgeable in implementing the ideas. So the TIP Hub could really help to build this network.